Hello and welcome to the National School Game Show 2012. You know, Fiza, this week just went by like that, and we are really happy to have you guys join us as we look to bring you all the sporting action from this week's NSG. My name's Aloysius Emmanuel.
And I'm Fiza. We can't wait to share with you all the action from the final round of matches in the A division. And our crew will ensure that you will get to catch all the exciting moments. And if you want to see more of these athletes, so maybe your friends, relatives, or even yourself, you can catch the highlights and pictures on our VOXSPORTS and Facebook pages, as well as on www.singaporesports.tv.
This 9th edition of the NSG promises amazing finals action as we bring you highlights from netball, football, cricket and floorball. So keep watching as I'm very sure you won't want to miss it.
Now, we definitely appreciate any comments or suggestion, so please write to the NSG Show at voxsports.net and help us spread the word about the show to your family and friends and allow them to share the passion. Just like the past 8 weeks, we'll give you a chance to win vouchers totaling $300, sponsored by Western Corporation, Singapore's premier soccer store. We'll give you the details later in the show.
Well, let's move on to our very first segment of today's show. It's the third placing and final matches of this year's A Division Cricket Championships. Let's find out who batted their way to victory.
Victoria Junior College and St Andrews Junior College faced off in the third placing match. Victoria JC got the chance to bowl first after the Saints won the toss and elected to bat in the game's first innings. However, that seemed to give VJC the advantage in the early stages of the first innings. Victoria Junior College managed to get 2 of the St Andrews Junior College batsmen out within the first 3 overs. Victoria Junior College started to have a dry spell in bowling as the match went on, but the bowlers from Victoria Junior College came alive once again in the last 4 overs of the match. Victoria Junior College bowlers, led by Shabab, the star of the first innings for VJC, took out 7 of the St Andrews batsmen in the final 4 overs. It seemed as if the boys from St Andrews Junior College would be on the back foot in the second innings. But in fact, they had already scored an impressive run tally with their captain Raghu Verma leading the charge. The Saints ended the first innings with a total of 136 runs. In the second innings, the bowlers and fielders from St Andrews Junior College took to the field. The boys put up an amazing performance in that innings to limit the scoring of Victoria Junior College. Their play stumped the Victoria Junior College batsmen as they struggled to chase the target of 137 runs. In the end, the boys from Victoria Junior College were unable to hit the desired number of runs in the second innings. The VJC batsmen only managed to hit 96 runs and lost 6 wickets in the process. That allowed St Andrews Junior College to win the match. With that win, they managed to retain their third placing finish from last year, but would surely be vying for a place in the final next year.
Feels fantastic because we have worked really hard for this since last year. Our tournament got off to a very bad start, but our boys showed the spirit and we did very well in our last match to win VJC. And all of us are very happy.
I think they played very fantastically. They put up a good fight to us. I mean, we set up a high total for them. Like, this guy did a fantastic job. He scored at least 60 runs or something. And I think they fought valiantly. And props to them. They really did a good job.
In the final match, defending champions Raffles Institution and Anglo-Chinese School Independent met in a rematch of last year's final. The boys from RI were hungry for victory as they wanted to avenge their loss in the B Division final to ACSI. And that hunger drove them to a fantastic first innings performance despite ACSI winning the toss and electing to bat first. RI's bowlers put up a great performance as they took out all of ACSI's wickets before the end of the 18th over. They also limited the ACSI batsmen's scoring. Raffles Institution's bowling and fielding held ACSI to a mere 70 runs, which was considered to be an easy target for any finalist. RI was in pole position for the victory going into the second innings. And in the second innings, the Raffles Institution boys batted well as they knew that victory was within sight. They wasted no time in trying to reach for their target of 71 runs. And despite ACSI's best efforts to keep themselves in the match, the RI boys were just hitting too hard and too fast. Although they lost 4 wickets in the process, defending champions Raffles Institution managed to earn the desired 71 runs by the end of the 14th over. That impressive batting display allowed Raffles Institution to win the final match in convincing fashion to lift their 8th A Division National Inter-School Cricket title in 13 years.
It feels great. I mean, we put in so much effort throughout the year, and then to come and win is a good feeling. It's a great feeling, in fact. We played very well as a team, and I think credit goes to all the boys, everybody who played today, even those that didn't play. It was a team effort, great team effort, in fact.
Well, let's move on to the A Division National Inter-School Netball Championship. We first catch the girls at the semi-finals of this year's competition. Let's see who booked their places in the final.
Hwa Chong Institution and Anglo-Chinese Junior College faced off in the first semi-final. And it was the defending champions ACJC that started the game better as they lived up to the tag of favourites in this match. But Hwa Chong Institution would not be one to be taken lightly in this encounter. They gave a tough fight to ACJC, keeping the scoreline close. Coming out of half-time, both teams knew the importance of getting the upper hand, but it was ACJC's girls that took control in the second half. They scored to take a considerable lead in the third quarter. ACJC would not let up as they pushed to extend their lead further and put HCI on the back foot. They kept scoring again and again to close out the game in the fourth quarter and end the match with a lopsided scoreline of 66-34.
It really feels very good. We have worked very hard for this, and we trained many long hours, holidays included, and I think as long as we work hard, we'll play a good game on Wednesday.
The second semi-final pitted the girls from Raffles Institution against St. Andrews Junior College, and it was last year's runners-up Raffles Institution that got off to a better start in this encounter against SAJC. The Saints were considered underdogs in this match, but fought hard to keep themselves in the game. But the girls from RI would not allow the Saints to get too close as they stretched their lead towards the end of the first half. In the second half, Raffles Institution continued to go on the offensive to stretch their lead beyond the reach of St. Andrews Junior College. SAJC had their chances to score and took them well in order to keep up with the favourites. But it was to no avail as RI went on to close out the match and booked their place in the final after winning the semi-final 51-30.
I think the girls played as hard as they could. Each individual girl in her own position. I think they're all totally exhausted now. I think they've given as much as they could today. For me, it's very heartening to see the girls change and get better and grow as individual players and together as a team from game to game. So I don't think I can ask really anything much more of them from today. I'm very satisfied. My girls gave what they could today, 100%. Yeah.
I guess our opponents really did come at us hard right from the start, and yeah, it was a challenge. But I'm glad that we didn't give up right away, and we wish RI all the best for the next.
For the fourth placing match, we will have to work on our attack because today we did quite a number of missed passes, and Hwa Chong, they have a very fast play, so we have to adapt to that as well to match up against their speed. Yeah.
Those girls just don't give chance, do they? They go all out just for their school and their team. I'm pretty sure the final is going to be very interesting.
Girls are just as competitive, you know, Aloy. Remember that. We will go all out for something we believe in.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
I'm going to deal with you during the commercial break. But for you at home, stay tuned because you can stop guessing which team won the final of the A Division Netball Championships this year. And we'll have the teams who still made something of the competitions to garner the bronze medal of the A Division football and floorball competitions.
We also have the details of our weekly contest, so see you soon.
Thanks for staying with us here on the NSG Show 2012.
We all want you to play a bigger part in our show, and we feel that the best way to participate and interact with us is to take part in our weekly contest.
Yes, it'll be fun. Just listen for a simple question at the end of today's show. If you have the right answer, you'll stand a chance to win vouchers totaling $300. And our prizes are proudly sponsored by Western Corporation, Singapore's premier soccer store.
No postage stamps are needed, just email your answers to nsgshow@voxsports.net with your full name, IC number and contact numbers. We are giving away prizes to 7 winners each week, but please submit only 1 entry per person. Alright, before the break, we managed to watch the semi-finals of this year's A Division Netball Championships.
Now it's time to catch the highlights from the third placing match and final match. Who managed to grab the third spot, and will ACJC hold on to the gold medal yet again this year? All questions shall be answered right now.
The Jurong East Sports Hall hosted the third placing match between St. Andrews Junior College and Hwa Chong Institution. St. Andrews Junior College started this game strong despite being labelled as underdogs. The Saints took the game to last year's bronze medalist Hwa Chong Institution. But the girls in orange would show their calibre in due time. They fought hard against the early onslaught by the St. Andrews girls to keep the scoreline close in the first. Despite SAJC putting up a tough fight in this contest, HCI soon found a way to take a narrow 1-goal lead into the halftime break. And right after the much-needed halftime break, the SAJC girls tried to assert themselves in the second half just as they did in the first, in order to force a result. But HCI were able to deal with the challenge as they went on to stretch their lead in the third quarter. The girls from Hwa Chong Institution then proceeded to close out the game with more accurate shooting from their goal attack and goal shooter. The Hwa Chong Institution girls managed to retain their third placing from last year after winning the match 36-31.
I felt that our attack is kind of smooth compared to the previous match, and our defense is really very strong today. Yeah, so I felt that, and also the team spirit was really there today, especially when everything was down. Yeah, the supporters outside really rise up and really brought the team up together. Yeah.
I think SA gave us a very good challenge and also a very good fight throughout the entire game. At the start, although they managed to take a head start as compared to our team, but our team managed to analyze their play and overcome their area defense, which was something that was pretty new as compared, because we didn't really face it in our previous games for this tournament yet. Yeah.
And in the final, Raffles Institution and Anglo-Chinese Junior College battled for the title. ACJC's girls showed why they were defending champions as they scored to take an early lead in the first half, much to the delight of their supporters and schoolmates. With that support, ACJC tried to stretch their lead over the RI girls. They did so as they got off to a commanding lead in the first quarter itself. But RI wanted to avenge their finals defeat from last year and worked hard to cut down ACJC's early lead. RI's girls continued to work hard and score in the second quarter as they tried to get themselves into the game. And it seemed as though their hard work would provide them a fighting chance in this match. But ACJC's girls were relentless in their hunt for the goal. They went on to stretch their lead over Raffles in the second and third quarters of the game. But RI would mount a comeback in the last 2 quarters to cut down the deficit dramatically. However, it was too little too late for the RI girls as Team ACJC held on to their lead and closed out the game. The final match ended with a tight scoreline of 37-35 as last year's champions Anglo-Chinese Junior College took home the gold once again this year.
I think our team played very well today, and every player on court really gave their best. And no matter what the outcome, I'm just happy that we went out there and we fought with no regrets, and we just left everything out on the court. Yeah.
That was indeed a great final. From all of us here at the NSG Show, congratulations to all the winners of this year's A Division Netball Championship.
Well, let's move on to this year's A Division floorball third placing matches for both boys and girls. After losing out in the semi-finals this year, the teams involved were looking to salvage some pride by taking home the bronze medal at this year's championships.
Let's see which team was able to outplay and outlast their opponent on the court.
In the boys' third placing match, Victoria Junior College and Raffles Institution battled for the bronze medal finish at this year's tournament. Last year's runners-up VJC were firm favourites in this match against underdogs RI. But it was RI that struck first in the match as they scored their first goal early in the first period. It seemed as though RI would be able to snatch the victory from VJC's boys. But the Victoria Junior College boys showed their fighting spirit as they completed a well-worked passing move to score the equaliser. the match was turning out to be an exciting affair that promised more goals. But those goals would come mostly from VJC as they scored again and again to take a 4-1 lead in the first period. RI hoped to come back in the remaining periods, but it would be Victoria Junior College who would go on to control the game in the second and third periods. They did especially well in the third as they added 2 more goals in the third to take a commanding lead. And despite Raffles pulling back a late goal, it was not enough to overturn a terrific VJC performance. The match ended 6-2 in favour of VJC. In the girls' third placing match, River Valley High faced Yishun JC. And although the match started as an evenly matched contest, the tie soon leaned in favour of River Valley High. The girls from River Valley High scored the first goal of the match in the first period of play to take a narrow lead. It seemed as if RVH would take control of this encounter going into the second period. But the girls from Yishun Junior College would work hard to try and come back into the match in the second period. But they were mostly off target in front of goal. River Valley High, in the meantime, took advantage of Yishun JC's misfortune in front of goal. They put 3 goals past the Yishun JC defence to take a 4-0 lead in the third period. The match ended with a one-sided final scoreline of 4-0.
I think they fought really hard. They came really tough on us, and we are very glad that both teams really fought very hard, because that is a sign that we respected the opponents. And I think hopefully next year we'll meet each other again at finals. Yeah.
After watching the exciting third placing match, I can't wait for the floorball final, Aloy.
Well, before you watch those highlights, let's move on to the Jalan Besar Stadium as we catch our A Division boys fight it out to see which team ends his 2012 football campaign with the bronze medal.
After facing disappointments at the hands of SAJC, VJC were pumped up and considered favourites to win it. However, their opponent ACJC were not about to get down without a fight.
Both Victoria Junior College and ACJC lined up in front of a capacity crowd as the third placing match of the A Division football tournament got underway. Favourites VJC kicked off the first half knowing that they had to score early to claim their stake in the game. And it was not long before their first opportunity arrived. VJC centre-back and set-piece specialist Iskandar took a free kick from the edge of the box and scored to give VJC the early lead in the match. VJC was 1-0 up going into half-time, but ACJC sprang to life in the second half to score the equaliser. Their substitute Yo King Yi tapped home ACJC's first goal with his first touch of the game. ACJC then took the lead through another substitute, Wong Jian Hao, who headed home what seemed to be Anglo-Chinese Junior College's winning goal minutes before the final whistle. The VJC team was shocked but made a bold move by throwing their captain and centre-back Khairul Anwar into a striking position. That move paid off for VJC as Khairul scored the equaliser in stoppage time to save his team from certain defeat. The match was forced into extra time. And in extra time, another free kick opportunity for VJC allowed Iskandar to test the keeper from the edge of the box. The ACJC keeper fumbled the ball into the net as VJC went up 3-2. VJC held on to the victory as they took home third place.
Obviously, third is not enough for us, lah. Right? As VJC, we want to strive for the best always. So right now I'm leaving. Like it was my last match today. I have to focus on my studies now, and I'll let the juniors step up, lah. They have a long way to go to be even finalists, I must say. Yeah. So like what I can do is just support them all the way mentally, even though I'm not training with them on the pitch, lah. Yeah, I can support them off the field.
Wow, Fiza, if those third place matches can end with so much passion and energy, I really wonder how the final matches will be.
You can imagine a little longer, Aloy, because it's time for a break.
Well, you heard it, so don't press that remote because we'll be back with the final of the A Division floorball boys and girls final matches. And you definitely cannot afford to miss the A Division football final.
Oh, and listen out for this week's contest question. Stay tuned. Well, it's great to have you back with us here on the National School Game Show. Are you ready for the contest question? Well, here it goes. This week's contest question is, which team won this year's National Inter-School Netball Championships? Which team won this year's National Inter-School Netball Championships?
Email your answers to this address with your full name, IC number and contact details. 7 of you will stand a chance to win vouchers totaling $300. So send your answers to us quickly.
Our prizes are proudly sponsored by Western Corporation, Singapore's premier soccer store. Now it's time for us to move on to highlights from the A Division Boys and Girls Floorball final matches.
Both teams displayed the true spirit of what the National School Games is all about. Let's find out what determination and true grit has in store for these top teams from the Yio Chu Kang Sports Hall.
Temasek Junior College and Victoria Junior College prepared to do battle in the girls' final. And with VJC scoring early in the first period, the girls from Temasek Junior College would chase the game. But they would do splendidly well to come back into the game. A long-range effort by TJC's players put the two teams back on level terms. In the second period, the Victoria Junior College girls would step up their game to score twice. But Temasek Junior College girls scored twice themselves as the scoreline was level throughout the first two periods, which went back and forth. But in the third period, it was all Victoria Junior College as the girls scored once more in order to take a narrow lead and make the scoreline 4-3. That marked the start of Victoria Junior College's dominance in the third and final period. They started to control the match as they asserted themselves more in attack. The girls from Victoria Junior College scored 2 more goals, while Temasek JC could only score 1 in the third period. That allowed VJC to win the match 6-4.
I think we did really well. I'm really proud of the team for applying everything we learned during training today and for playing together as one line and one whole team. So I think we did a good job.
In the boys' final, defending champions Meridian Junior College faced the tournament surprise package Temasek Junior College in the final. But it was Meridian Junior College that would draw first blood in the match. They scored early in the match to take a 1-0 lead in the first period. Temasek Junior College, however, would not go down without a fight. They rallied back in the second period to tie up the match as they scored 2 goals while MJC only managed to score 1 goal. But it would be all MJC from then on. Champions over the last 2 years, Meridian Junior College showed their caliber in the third and final period. They scored again to put themselves in the lead and controlled the match with their attacking play. The boys from Meridian Junior College would go on to score 3 more goals in the final period as they finished off their opponents from Temasek Junior College in style. MJC won the match with a scoreline of 6-2 as they lifted the Floorball Championship trophy for the 3rd straight year, while the Victoria Junior College girls reclaimed the championship title that they lost in last year's tournament.
Personally, I feel very happy that the boys never gave up all the way till the last minute. We gave it our all from the start, and all the hard work and training paid off.
Yeah, I can only concur. It feels very good. It was a really good final. It was the first really tough game that we had the whole tournament. So it feels good that we could take that and actually beat them quite easy at the end. So.
Now we know who the champions of the floorball tournament are. It's time for us to move on to Singapore's favourite sport, football.
That's right, Fiza. Both Meridian Junior College and St Andrews Junior College were pumped up for the final. Even though Meridian Junior College was listed as the clear favourites, all eyes were on SAJC after their impressive semi-final victory over traditional powerhouses VJC.
Let's get on with it then, Aloy. Jalan Besar Stadium was the arena of action.
The teams lined up for the final showdown at the Jalan Besar to see who would walk away with A Division football's top prize. Meridian JC started the first half looking to secure their 3rd title in a row after reaching the final for the 8th consecutive year. But St Andrews Junior College went all out to attack the Meridian Junior College goal in the first half. They had multiple chances on goal, but most of their shots were off target and failed to trouble the MJC goalkeeper Daniel Lightfoot. MJC strikers had their fair share of chances to score, but their shots were also off target. The teams went into the halftime break deadlocked. SAJC kicked off the second half and the match continued to be a tense and tight encounter. But that was till MJC's vice-captain Amsa came off the bench to make an impact in the match. The striker, who was initially benched due to injury, came on and found a way to give MJC the advantage. He scored a brace to give Meridian Junior College a 2-0 lead in the second half. The boys from MJC would go on to win the match 2-0 and lift the title for the third straight year, while the team's star striker Amsa was awarded the Man of the Match award.
Of course, we are very happy and very proud of the boys that accomplished this historical win. 8 times in the finals and 3 consecutive championships is not an easy feat, but really kudos to them. They have really trained hard and make it happen, and the college is really proud of them.
It's beyond words if you want me to really describe it, because I really feel happy and at the same time relieved for everything to have ended in the way that we wanted it to be. And furthermore, all of us, the whole 20 of us, as in more than 20 of us, the whole school, because I believe everyone played a part in supporting us, and this victory is meant for the whole school, especially for our teachers, Mr. Chen and Mr. Max, and also our coach. So I'm really proud of the team also at the same time. Yeah.
I'm happy with my performance given all the circumstances, and I'm glad that my teammates stood by me and covered me when I couldn't, when certain things I couldn't do, and they covered me. I'm grateful for that. So without them, my goals wouldn't have been possible. And the victory is not about me, it's about the whole team and the school, in fact, for coming down to support us.
What an incredible match. It's definitely a privilege for us to be covering that game.
I totally agree with you, Aloy. The atmosphere just says everything. Congratulations to Meridian Junior College for bringing home the gold. Well, this has been a spectacular episode, but it's time for us to wrap it up.
We will be back to provide you with more exciting highlights from the local school sports scene.
Don't forget to visit our website at this address to comment, like or share our stories with your family and friends. Remember, share the passion.
Do remember to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter for all highlights and updates.
Take care and have a great sporting week ahead.
Till we meet again,
bye-bye.